What's up, guys? I'm back today with another Pocket GM21 video on the channel, and in today's video, we are going to be finishing year number 1 with New England. But as you guys can see, we are already through 3 games, and I do want to apologize for that. I ended up starting the recording, and it got messed up, but luckily I noticed it only 3 games into the video, so we're still going to have the rest of the season to go through, which I'm glad that it didn't completely mess up the whole video, and I had to do like a post commentary and go over everything. So this is what we have so far. We did beat the Jets, which is going to be a good matchup that we beat. But we also went out and lost to the Jacksonville and lost to Carolina in 2 tough matchups that we really needed to win, considering we have tough matchups on the road against 3 tough teams: Seattle 11-1, Baltimore 9-3, and Miami 11-1. We have some tough matchups here. Even if we go 2-3, I don't know if that will put us in the playoffs. We'll have to see. We can check out how some of the records are looking. So it looks like Pittsburgh's in at 6-6, but there's a lot of competitive teams at 6-6. Jacksonville, we already lost to. If the Jets are in the conversation, we do need to close out and win that last game of the year. But it's looking like we have some tough matchups here to close out the year. So we are going to start off against Seattle, 83 overall team. Can we get the W? And we get absolutely crushed. 83 yards of offense from Mikion. 83 yards. I don't even know what to say. We're going to forget about that one. We got walloped. Wow, that was really bad. We get an injury to Barrett, our tight end, and we move on to Baltimore. Are we still in the playoff contention? We are not. We are out of playoff contention with that loss. Jacksonville, that tiebreaker, beats us. That is not good. That is not what we want to see. Wow. It looks like Miami did get a tie against somebody. It looks like they tied against Atlanta. Kind of an interesting matchup there. But we're going to move on against Baltimore, another huge matchup. And we lose again, moving us to 7-7 on the year. Not exactly what we want to see. Mikion with a great day on the ground, but not really what we're looking for. The rest of the offense on the rushing end, not doing too well. And we are going to take another loss, moving us to 7-7. Pittsburgh's still in at 7-7, but we're still in the hunt. Jacksonville does have the tiebreaker over us still, so they're going to be ahead of us. We do need to close out the season good. So we have a tough game against Miami, and we're going to see how this is going to go. I'm probably not going to watch this one because I'm nervous. I don't have high expectations. We're on a 4-game losing streak. That's not what we need. All the games we've lost back-to-back games multiple times. Not a great start to this one. So hopefully we can close out the last 2 games and maybe make this game competitive, but we'll see what we can do here. And we're going to sim this one. And we take another loss, 23-13. Not exactly what we want to see. Chris Kareem throws 2 interceptions and we can't capitalize on it. So disappointing. We must have had like a 13-6 lead, and they end up scoring. So disappointing on this team. So disappointing. Our rushing game really couldn't do a ton, and they're going to take the W with over 450 yards of offense. But that's kind of something I expected with that team, and we are definitely in trouble right now. Pittsburgh 8-7, Jacksonville in at 8-7 with the tiebreaker. We're in some trouble here. We're going to be moving on to Tennessee, and we lose again. That puts us out of playoffs, 7-9. Wow. Brandon Mikion, 2 interceptions, and we close out this year with an L, and we're going to lose this game. Moving on, and we lose to the Jets as well. Oh my goodness. Mikion, rough one, 169, 2 touchdowns. I guess it's not terrible. Marcus Peters, we just could not do enough, and we close out the year with the defense really falling off there, and we lose 7-10 on the year. Wow. I don't even know what to say. We close out the year with what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight losses. We needed to at least win like 2 or 3 of these games, and we couldn't do it. The defense went cold. The offense went cold. We finished 29th in offense, 27th in defense. Wow. Disappointing. 3 points against Tennessee, 3 points against Seattle, and that is such a disappointing way to close this one out. Seattle, Miami going to get the top seeds. You can see we lost to postseason teams. We lost to Jacksonville. We lost to Houston. We lost to Baltimore, Miami, Seattle. That's 5 teams right off the bat that I can just think of right off on the top of my head. We lost to Atlanta. They're not in. But look at Miami, Houston, Jacksonville. Is Carolina in the playoffs too? Carolina's in the playoffs. That's another loss. Seattle, Baltimore, Miami still. Disappointing the way we finish out this year after starting off pretty good, and we closed out with, I don't even know what to say. Very disappointed in that one. We'll have to see if we get fired here and see how some of these teams do in the postseason. It's going to be Miami and Indy. I'm going to be very disappointed if the year we leave, they go on to win a championship. Wow, Seattle gets upset, Detroit gets upset, and Baltimore gets upset. That's insane. But we're going to move on here. And Miami is going to the Champions Bowl. They're going to win this Champions Bowl in our first year out. They do 28-17. We leave, we get fired, and Miami goes on to win the championship. Noyle with MVP. Wow, that is so disappointing to see happen. It's so heartbreaking. Marcus Peters is going to make the All-Pro team, though. I do want to check out his year, 1261. 5 touchdowns. Phenomenal year for him. Offensive tackle is going to make the All-Pro team, and that is going to close out the year. Wow. We're disappointed that you didn't make the playoffs, at least the playoffs. We'd love for you to return and we'd love for you to return for another season. Expect you to make the divisional round. So we're going to stay here and stayed with New England. They're giving us another chance. It was our first year, and they know that we have some opportunities to build with some of these players, and hopefully we can do that. We see a quarterback out here in Andre Hall. Played for Atlanta and Houston. Did I say Houston? Philly. He's done fairly well. We could spew out some money. He's not really interested in coming here, but if we could build a little bit of a team here, maybe he would be interested. Wow, we have some improvements to make, and we have a lot of choices and decisions to make. Our entire wide receiver group is pretty much gone. We need a lot of help on the defensive side. We have a lot of holes to fill, and we really need to make some improvements to this team. I don't even know what to say. Do we keep Mickey on for another year? He had a pretty good year, 27-7. Not throwing for a lot of yards, but you guys know we were running with a smash mouth offense, and pretty solid year for him. Not going to give him any accolades, but a fine year. But he did go a little cold there to close out the year. The offense, Marcus Peters had a phenomenal year, 1261. Obi Knight, did he rush almost for 1,000 yards, 5.5 a carry for him, 4.7 for him. Let's see what he did, 4.3, 400 yards. We could pick up another running back, but Obi Knight developed into a pretty good piece. Alexander, we didn't check out some of the stats, which I probably should have done. No one on the receiving end really is going to blow everybody out of the water. Tight ends, I really don't even want to check because the tight end group really didn't do much. What did this guy do to make the Pro Bowl? He allowed a 1 sack and 3 TFLs all year, and that's going to give him an All-Pro selection. He's probably on his way. Yeah, he's already in the Hall of Fame. That's incredible. 7 seasons. This series has been going on for 7 seasons, and he's made the Pro Bowl, or the All-Pro team, all 7 years. That is insane. 7 years, 7 sacks, 7 years, 14 TFLs. That's nuts. Absolutely crazy right there. But he's going to make the All-Pro team, and he's having a phenomenal career. This game gave up 26 TFLs. That's disgusting. Let's see what Lomax gave up. 8. That's probably gave him an all-conference or a conference bowl selection there. And then we're going to move on. This team, we have a lot of holes to fill. I'm really nervous to fill some of these holes we have on the team. Really disappointed these guys couldn't get any interceptions. We'll check out this guy. 1 pick for him. Let's see if Toth did anything. Nothing really. 7 games. And yeah, that's pretty much how we're going to close out the year. We have a lot of moves to make here in the offseason, and we have a lot of upgrades that we need to make. Offensive side, defensive side of the ball. There's a lot of places we need to upgrade this team. We might need to go out and make some trades. Trade away for some draft picks. We'll have to see what we're going to end up with. I think, do we have a first round pick this year? I almost think we don't. No, we're in some deep trouble here. We have a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 2 7th round picks. We do get our first round pick back next year, but that's really not going to help us this year, especially if we need to make the playoffs. They're expecting us to make the divisional round, which is going to be a tough little matchup here for us. We need to have a good draft. We need to make the right choices here in free agency, and there's some players that are kind of interesting but don't want to come here. Look at Yasir Grayson. Would be a great piece to pick up, but he doesn't want to come here. He wants to play for a contending team. Same with Andre Hall. He would be a big player to pick up. I mean, I know his stats don't even look that great off of the last couple of years that he's played. But maybe, just maybe, we can see what we can do. We could go with a run-heavy offense again. We'll check out the running game options. It's going to be a tough little decision here. This guy played in Minnesota, pretty solid years. We'll have to see what moves we can make and decide what we want to do. Let's see Miami. You guys know Miami went out there, win a championship the year we leave. That's a heartbreaking way to close it out. Heartbreaking way for things to go. But we're going to check out some of their players on their team because I think they have some players coming up for contracts at some point that are going to need some contracts. And we can check out how their team is looking. Phenomenal for them. Really disappointing for us. We can try to make some trades for some of these players. Smelter, okay year. Parsons, solid year from him. And we have some opportunities. Walker Stevenson, we got to check out another 2 interceptions for him. This guy is nuts. He's definitely going to have a say to try to get to the Hall of Fame. I do want to check out some of their players. I'm really interested in making a blockbuster trade for one of these players on their team, but I don't know if that's going to be the right decision to make. So we'll have to see what we want to do in this offseason. We have to make a lot of moves to try to get us to the playoffs. We really need to make it there. And I think we can do it if we make the right decisions and right trades to create a kind of a high-powered team. So we'll see what we can do here. We'll check out, actually, one thing I do want to check out, we'll check out the draft and see if there's any quarterbacks coming up that we can kind of trade up for. And it looks like there's not really anything crazy up here. This second-round guy isn't too bad, but I'm not a big fan. This guy, I'm not sure. He's projected undrafted free agent. I'm going to favorite him just because it's kind of an interesting prospect. He had a very good combine, and his skills look great, but he's projected undrafted free agent. I don't know how that's going to end up, but we'll have to see what we can do here in the draft. We don't have a pick until the 3rd round, so that's going to be tough if we want to pick up a top-tier player, but maybe we could just pick up some kind of spot fillers. But we'll have to see what we want to do here in the offseason. And at this point, I know I'm just rambling. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy another disappointing year for us. Disappointing way to close out the year. And it's tough to see your old team go on to win the championship the year after you get fired. Heartbreaking way to lose it. And that's just how it's going to go sometimes. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and be on the lookout for another video of this series very, very soon. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.